Steve.
Yes.
Welcome everybody out to the Championship Night Race 150 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It is time to crown our champion for the Super Truck Series. The 10 race season finally coming to a close, and it's going to be a battle between 3 different drivers for this race. We have Sierra looking to go back to back on her first series runs and championships for the season. Won the weekly series, the Ernesto's weekly racing series. Wow, I cannot speak at all today this morning. Okay. And Alan trying to go for the first championship for Reckless Racing in the truck series. There'll be 150 miles around the track today, with the 3 drivers in question being Sierra Miller, Abby Jones, and Alan Bledsoe. We have a different guest in the booth tonight. Brad.
Hello.
Hello. And Brett, the threat, normally here as well.
Yes. And I think a Ford's going to win the championship. Just taking a guess.
That's a pretty safe bet. I would be surprised if it was a Chevrolet. We're going to go through the starting lineup of the race. Let's go ahead and jump down trackside. Starting on the pole today for this race, it is one of the Reckless Racing trucks, but not the one going for the championship itself. It is Daniel Quinones, Speedy Quinones himself. Truck number 99 starts next to Abby Jones, one of the drivers in contention for tonight's championship run. She's 18 points back, and the only situation that she really has is getting that fastest lap and hoping that the other 2 trucks end up crashing out of this event. Brad, take us away for row number 2.
Row number 2 is going to be the other championship contender from TBD, Sierra Miller in the number 14, and then Brandon Walter in the 09 truck.
And then it's Ryan DeLusso in the Exide number 5, starts next to Sean Reeves in the Red Bull 56.
Then we have in the 7th spot Michael Stetter in the 21 Dr. Pepper truck, alongside Travis Page in the 51.
Lillian Yoakum in truck number 4 in the Dirt and Media F-150, starts next to Travis Miranda in the Valvoline 35 for row number 5.
Row number 6, we got Alan Bledsoe, our points leader, alongside Marissa Miranda in the 33.
Starting the race as well over in row number 7, it's Alex Tanker for Douglas Motorsports in the number 87 machine. Starts next to Rob McPherson, his teammate in the Pennzoil 78.
Starting 15th, we have a driver who competes in all 3 series, Connor Meir in the 29 Toyota Tundra. Starting next to Scott Porter in the 91.
Starting from the row behind them, it's going to be Don Jones in truck number 81, and then he will be starting alongside Cody Erickson in that number 15 machine. See that right there in the white Yahoo Toyota.
Starting 19th, we have a fan favorite, Skittles, starting in 19th with the 27 truck, starting next to Brandon Dempsey in the number 1.
Then it's Robert Johnson in the Nexus Racing Elite 77, starts 21st tonight against the the 22nd qualifier of Joseph Ernesto.
23rd, we got Robert Martin in the 96, and 24th position we have John Cittadino.
And rounding out the field tonight, it's going to be Jeremy Hemley in that number 92 Ernesto's machine. 25 trucks ready to race around here. Back up at the front, it was all Daniel Quinones for that qualifying run. Had the fastest truck in practice, took the pole. Keep an eye on this truck. Maybe we're trying to get him a win all season long, and may come here at the final race. It's a longer race than we normally do for the truck series. We always do this for the championship race. 150 miles around the big oval. It'll be a great race for them.
Yeah, and clearly they might have missed the setup for practice qualifying on Allen's truck, but you know that team's going to relay messages between each other. So
We'll see the pace car dip down onto pit road, and then we'll wait for the flagman to start the race. And we are underway. First of the 100 laps around this 1.5 mile. 3/4 the start of this race up at the front row. Quick block there up to the top lane. Abby Jones had a lot of speed in there. Her teammate now looking to the inside. Had to shut the door on Sierra Miller. That's going to ruin the momentum on that number 14 truck. She's actually going to dip down a couple positions here because of it. Almost sideswipes Ryan DeLusso down the front straightaway.
yeah, Sierra actually got a really big wiggle coming out of turn 1. So I think she's just trying to gather her thoughts and hopefully not wreck here.
Have to see how number 14 handles everything. We're going to keep an eye on that number 50 truck as well to see where the positioning of Bledsoe ends up becoming throughout the race, because this is one of the fastest drivers.
Yep,
Didn't have the best qualifying.
3 wins. Bledsoe has 3 wins on the year to Sierra and Abby Jones 1 win on the year. So he would win any tiebreaker.
Have to see how it goes.
Sierra Miller and Abby Jones need to win the points outright. It cannot be a tie with Bledsoe, or else Bledsoe does win that tiebreaker.
Have to see how it goes, because that's the first initial start to the race. Bledsoe's already dropped 3 positions, which is very uncharacteristic for him. We'll see how he does once he gets things gathered back up.
He needs to get off that inside lane, and he was on the inside lane taken 3 wide there by a couple drivers.
There you go. Switches it up there with the number 87. Back up at the front. Fastest lap of the race just turned. Daniel Quinones with a 30.55. And he's already got a sizable lead. A second now over Brandon Walter, who's actually gotten around Abby Jones there for the second spot.
Yeah, very impressive start from that 09 truck so far, especially with how this season's gone for that team.
It hasn't been the greatest for the 09.
First race of the season. The 09 was the problem of the race.
Yes.
The season opener, and what a turnaround for this 09 truck.
Just to put into perspective as to what we mean for Brandon Walter's season, looking at his current standings, he's 21st with only 20 points to boot for the season, unlike Alan Bledsoe, who's leading the championship with 118 points. So there's a chance there that if he finishes right where he's at right now, he'll get more points in this race than he has for the rest of the entire season. Lillian Yoakum and the number 4 truck racing for iReal. Rookie just set her personal best lap of the race. Currently running faster than our leaders. Some good pace being shown early on.
Something about the length of this race that I'm very curious to see is strategy.
Strategy is going to be a big factor.
I'm sure, as per usual, if we go caution free up to the halfway, we're gonna have our halfway break. So can they make it on fuel to the halfway break? I don't think so.
50 laps is a little bit of a ways to go. I know that typically that we see the run is about 45 laps. So I would be curious to see if they're going to try and save for it, or if they're just going to run it and try and split it. But if you get an accident here, that's going to throw everybody's strategy right out the window as well.
As you say, thankfully they have, half the amount of trucks on track than we normally do for accident-wise. But that also leaves a lot less drafting. So you're going to be burning more fuel on the other side of that.
Actually went and had a little bit of a panic there because typically I had to go and manually set the truck fuel because there's been a glitch for the past few months that resets everything but the Fords for some reason. And they have finally fixed that. The fuel stayed the same.
Oh, very good. Looking at timing scoring, Ryan DeLusso has stolen fastest lap of the race so far. Very impressive drive from him so far, sticking it up there and keeping it there. Qualified 5th and is holding it there.
And again, this is a satellite team to Tom Brad Development, Chronic Understeer Motorsports. So they are running trucks that are built out of the same shop. And I think we just had an issue towards the back. Something happened here with Marissa's truck. And I think we're going to be hearing that there's a caution may be called for this as well. Yeah, heavy damage for the number 33.
And we see Connor off pace as well, so I'm thinking there was multiple trucks involved. Connor was able to make it down pit road, but
and indeed caution is out on the racetrack where we're figuring out what happened with these trucks. Here's the incident.
Oh.
Going down the front straightaway, contact between the 29 coming up onto the front of the 33 and then gets sandwiched between the 15 and the 29. They both wrecked into turn number 1.
It's going to be a good amount of damage to all 3 of those trucks.
Yeah, a lot of heavy right front damage to every single one of these trucks. I think the 15 may have gotten the worst out of that, despite the 33 being the one that got sandwiched in. That's not going to be the way Connor's going to want this weekend to go.
And how much will this caution change the strategy of anybody in the race, let alone the 3 going for the championship?
Speaking of that, Alan Bledsoe is now peaked inside the top 10.
I would say it's like if the estimate that we have is correct, roughly 40 to 45 laps on fuel, I would say you could pit now. But however, we've also lost that halfway break now that we've had a yellow. You could pit now and then pit at the end of that fuel tank, and you could make it to the end on 2 stops from here. But it's a long way. That is a long way to go.
And I'm already seeing it on our ticker. Marissa Miranda has called it a day.
Yep, marked out for that number 33 truck. We got takers coming down pit road. We got a few of them. We got Brandon Dempsey, John Cittadino, Joseph Ernesto, Jeremy Henley, and the number 77, Robert Johnson, all bringing their machines down. This is going to be a chance at strategy for these trucks that are a little bit slower in the field, hoping that maybe opportunity at a flip for something to go their way.
I think I'll have to say that Dr. Pepper is probably really pleased to see 2 of their sponsored trucks in the top 6.
I bet they are, because both of these drivers have had a great season. Michael Stetter particularly in the second half of the season.
Michael Stetter looked for a little bit to be another championship threat, but couldn't quite claw it back.
If they had started their season off a little bit better, he would have definitely been in the mix, maybe even ahead of Abby Jones. The average finish is not too far behind where Bledsoe's at. Sierra's had the best by far, but a couple DNF here and there is all that's taking her down, just that one singular peg, and that could have made the difference for Stetter as well. And of course, with this being a caution, that means the halfway break has now been eliminated. Cody Erickson's back out onto the racetrack. They have fixed up that right front. They were thankful that they didn't get any suspension damage. It's just the bodywork that needed to get repaired, but it's a different story for the number 29 machine of Connor Muir. That truck has still a ton of damage that they are working on.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, just now taking over 4 minutes in pit lane and climbing.
So they're trying to get that truck back out there, unlike Marissa's, who called it quits for the rest of the race.
Now we know that middle to high lane is the lane you kind of want to be in. Will it help on the start?
Yeah, with TBD there on the outside, I'm going to be curious to see if these two rookies are going to have a chance at maybe getting a good run here on Quinones, but we'll see once this green flag is running again.
But if that's the case, Alan Bledsoe is also restarting on the top side.
Green flag's back out in the air. And a little bit of shuffle there. The high side, the number 99 moved up. And I think caught the 10 also coming down at the same time in his mirror. Jones now follows right behind Quinones' truck.
Looks like DeLuso's having a rough time getting the truck wound up. Getting kind of swallowed up by that gaggle.
Looks like
Pulling up
Sierra might be pushing it 3 wide.
And Walter,
Championship,
right back to
championship
second.
teammates battling between themselves.
Yes. And we got to keep an eye on it. Bledsoe, since the restart, up 3 positions.
Goes there.
Close contact between that. I saw maybe the 14 shuffling up, nearly contact down the front straightaway between Miller and Walter.
It's not the first time those two have tried to, those 3 have tried to push it 3 wide. I think
Miller
clearly
knows.
Sierra has the faster truck.
Miller knows that the number 50 of Alan Bledsoe is passing trucks and needs to put distance between hers and the other.
There she goes, going for it. We gotta go.
Getting loose out of the corner. Side by side down the front straightaway. Needs to finish 6 points ahead of the 50 for the championship. And now has 3 trucks he has to fight off.
And here comes Bledsoe.
Making the pass for 6 around Lillian Yoakum. And now putting the defense on her own teammate.
Good break free here. Yep.
Big wiggle out of the 10. That's going to actually hold up the trucks behind.
Might have been a little door-to-door action between the 21 and the 10. But Abby's going to lose a ton of speed.
Able to use the high lane, though, to get a good run, making those positions right back up. And as this is going on, Connor has left pit road and is going to rejoin the race.
As they are right now, Sierra is doing enough to win the championship. If Bledsoe is in 6th, Sierra needs to be 3rd or better.
Right now, in the 2nd place position, she's earning 20 points. And Alan Bledsoe is sitting currently in the 7th position, only earns 9 points. So that's an 11-point gap. She would win the
Now there's a
championship
whole train
by
of
5.
trucks outside.
Yes.
I was going to say, he
Lillian
just
Yoakum.
got passed by 2 in DeLuso and Lillian. And then you got Rod McPherson right there.
He's pushing it on the inside lane, though, moves Lillian out of the way, even though she was in the higher lane. Secures that pass back around. And Quinones is leading this thing by 2 seconds.
But it is a long race. Both Bledsoe and Miller have time to make positions. but the kind of the trump card here is if Bledsoe finishes second, he wins the championship automatically, even if Sierra wins. Right now we got him in sixth, Sierra in second, pulling away from her teammate.
And
And
Sierra is
better.
actually matching the pace of Quinones. If not, is just a split second faster. You can pull up the lap times. Let's actually change this here real quick. Pull up the lap times between the two. That's not it. There we go.
There we go.
And on average for the past 5 laps is faster than the race leader. It keeps trading back and forth between the laps. The 19 specifically was a big lap for Quinones.
There's also a lap truck in between the two of them right now, so that could have had some play into it.
That would be the.
That would be
Oh, that is
Connor.
Connor.
And that the fresher
Connor,
tires
who's
on that
probably
repair
on
truck.
fresher
Yeah,
tires, yeah, like
yeah.
you said.
He probably spent the extra couple laps knowing that, the season's basically over. Might as well just, redeem, maybe try and get fastest lap or something.
Just anything for it. Connor currently sits 9th in points. He is in danger of losing a few positions here. Probably actually will lose a good chunk of positions here because of the wreck, but it is all going to be track time.
Causing Quinones so much time.
It really is.
Yeah, down to just under a second and a half. You can see them in the same screen at this point.
Now he's going to be in the dirty air of the 29 truck.
And our biggest mover from those first pit stops is the number 1 of Brandon Dempsey in 15th. So adjustments have helped.
Adjustments, fresh tires.
Gonna be very curious to see how Dempsey does over the course of if this goes into a long run.
There was some strategy that came out of this, like the 72 and the 92 only took 2 tires. Meanwhile, there was actually a big adjustment there for the 77 truck. They 15-second pit stop. They went and did a track bar adjustment for the number 77 truck. He currently sits as the last truck on the lead lap still. So the adjustment's not helping out Robert Johnson, who's had a struggled season in the 77 truck.
Biggest mover of the race so far is the 96 of Robert Martin up in the 14th spot. That truck's rolling pretty good.
Another truck that's had an up and down season. They've had some success. Even ran up front for many of the races, but just never was able to execute a race finish. It actually warranted him some points, and because of that, that's costed him quite a lot because he sits. Where is he in points? Yeah, 12th in points when he's easily a driver that should be sitting in the top 10. Has 117 laps led. He's the only driver outside the top 10 in points with over 100 laps led. The truck's been up front a lot, but never able to be there at the end of the race.
They've been sitting, the leaders have just been sitting just under 2 seconds ever since Connor has now got himself away from those two.
Things are battling here with Ryan DeLusso on the inside of 21 and your championship leader. Trying to get some passes done. This would be the battle for 5th between these 3 trucks. Bledsoe is able to get around the 21, trying to set up to pass the 5 in the next corner.
Yeah, as operations manager of TBD and Chronic Industry Motorsports, I'm really wanting this 5 to hold up the 50 for as long as possible.
This changes the points
Did a wonderful
deficit
job
down to
there.
just 4 points. Still advantage Miller. And that lead is 1.6, and it's kind of dropping here real quick, and that's just for the way that Quinones ran that corner.
There could be a chance that his tire's already done. He could have used up that truck already.
We've
especially
seen
with
this
how
out of him before.
far. Yeah. Especially with how far he likes to jump out in the lead. And this is what has came back and bit him from winning multiple races through all the series.
Let's see how well he can do in the long run, and this is one of the biggest races where that's going to be important because this is the longest race of the season. And now we
As
can
he
see
continues to fall
Sierra
off.
Miller is in that camera range now as it becomes down to a 1-second lead for Daniel Quinones.
There's 3 tenths that separated them.
I'm actually looking
That
at his lap averages, and they're on par with some of the rest of the trucks down in the lower half of the top 10. He's got the slowest 5-lap average right now, so Quinones is really starting to see the effects of those tires wear out. And we got more lap traffic on the way as well.
Yeah, something you can see right now on your screen is Daniel Quinones is going all the way down to the bottom, riding that blue and white line, and that's using up his tires just a little bit more than what Sierra is doing, riding that second and third lane.
And what we mean by that is you can see here, this line right on the bottom below where that line is on the racetrack where they've paved this thing in sections. We'll show it again right as it goes into the next corner. It's going to be different with this lap truck, but he's trying to paint that white line, and that's going to wear out those right side tires heavily, whereas Sierra's all the way up here on the racetrack, letting the momentum run the truck around the racetrack.
Yep, so Sierra's doing a really good job of running that second lane right on that black seam you can see on the center of the racetrack, and really taking care of this, especially the right front tire.
Which we'll have to see what she does to get around the lap truck of Robert Johnson. As we saw Daniel go below him.
There is a term for that. It's called harvicking, going on to where that is because the grip level will be different. Using that to your advantage.
Sierra's going to try to switch it up.
From the lap
Big
traffic.
time block.
Going to cost a couple tenths here for Sierra, but she'll easily get around the 77. We're getting closer and closer to the halfway break, but remember, there will be nothing acted on it because we had that earlier caution. We've stayed incident-free since then as well. Fuel is a question. How long will the trucks be able to run? We've had a few that have already pitted and running a different strategy. It's helped out.
has got himself safely around DeLusso as well.
That's true. Up to the 5th position now for Alan Bledsoe. Truck in contention. Now only a few positions behind Miller. And the points for running in the 5th spot is 11. Still not enough. Needs to get more, but we'll see what happens as the race continues on. Got another second and a half before he gets to Brandon Walter.
They should also be approaching a couple more or tail end of the lead lap cars. Put them lap down. So we'll have to see how.
And oh yeah, we got
They
a
do
guy
two of
up
them.
here.
And Connor's battling with one of them, trying to get around him. Don't forget Connor, who had pitted from the earlier accident, is on fresh tires. That's why we haven't seen the 99 pass the 29, because the pace of that truck will be faster on the fresh tires.
It is under a second separating these two now.
And a good run off the corner here for Quinones, trying to do a 2-for-1. This is huge for him to maintain the race lead to get around these two trucks cleanly. Sierra's there, but she still has to go to work on these two trucks.
And now they're side by side.
That was a well-timed pass there for Quinones. Sierra going to try the high side and hope that Ernesto is going to be nice and let it through, and it looks like that's not going to be the case. Gonna have to set up and make another pass all on her own.
Get a good run off 4.
Gonna use the high side. Very
Look to the
smart.
outside.
Very smart pass here for Sierra.
Did not lose too much time. Both Quinones and Miller did not waste too much time doing that.
One driver trying to make sure that they secure the championship, and another just trying to get their first win. Making up for a good battle between the two in traffic navigation. And now this is going to be another factor. As the 29 truck starts to settle in, truck is a little bit slower than the rest of the others with the damage it had earlier. Tire advantage will be gone. And this truck's going to be a little bit harder for both of our drivers to try and pass. Add in that Citadino's now going to be here as well.
And all that on top of the fact that we are approaching the fuel window.
Yes. In the next 10 laps or so, I would anticipate that we'll see the trucks to come in. I think at the maximum they could go would be 60 laps, depending on how much fuel they save. We did have a caution, so that's going to change things up.
Now, Citadino hugged the bottom, so that put Daniel a lane or two above where he has been running.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see drivers are preferring to make these lap traffic passes on the outside. It doesn't cost them as much time as it does trying to get the inside. Because trying to pass underneath with these trucks, with the way that they're shaped body and aerodynamically wise, you get really tight and you have to slow down when you're passing on the bottom.
Bledsoe just had a very slow lap of 32.7.
Looks on that last lap, Sierra was the only truck in the 31-second bracket with 31.9.
Yeah, she dipped out for the past couple laps. I think she was just trying to let her tires reset after passing those other two lap trucks. May have overheated that right front tire. So she dropped from 1.2 down to 1.6. And this lap is not going to be as quick as the previous one, that's for sure. Indeed, dropped back about 4/10 there that lap compared to Quinones. So now we're just starting to see drivers having to play around and run the tire game. That's why we're seeing the drivers also fan out, because now it's just going to be the difference of how they handle and run their trucks.
Yeah, as we see more and more cars in the top 10 all have to battle that lap traffic.
As we approach halfway and eventually some hopefully some green flag pit stops. As it stands right now, Sierra is in fact in position to steal this championship from Bledsoe, running second, and Bledsoe running fifth.
I think the change that's needed for Bledsoe to add to this, even that would be 7 points. But even if Bledsoe finishes fourth, he will be beat by Sierra by 1 whole point. He would have to get fastest lap to tie it and make it be the championship. Otherwise, he has to finish third with Sierra finishing second. So he needs 2 positions to get to Sierra in the championship. Again, we're now at the halfway point of the race, but there will be no caution because we had an earlier accident.
Which he is catching the 09 of Brandon Walter, but Abby Jones is still 4 seconds ahead of them.
Yep.
So that's a lot of ground to gain with knowing that green flag pit stops should be right around the corner.
Again, passing Brendan Walter puts him 1 point shy of getting the championship. He would need the fastest lap bonus point at some point in the race in order to gain that additional point and tied for the championship, and he would get the tiebreaker because he has 3 wins and Sierra only has 1. No stranger to have a really tight point championship battles. Last year in the Premier Series, it was between Benjamin Thomas and Noed Patwary, where they came together at Atlanta Motor Speedway and tied for the championship and the tiebreaker. They both had the same amount of wins, and it went down to who had more top 5s, which was Noed Patwary and Benjamin, the owner of the race team, which is the truck that we're also looking at right now, and our race leader, won the owner's points. And speaking of owner's points for this series as well,
Sierra Miller's pitted.
Sierra Miller has pitted. Lap 53. This is the anticipated window because of the caution, being able to extend them out on fuel. I think this is smart, going for mid-race, not running later as on the used tires, but the race practically in half. I like this.
Now, this is something that we see out of both Brad and Tom in Premier Series a lot, is when they sharp pit.
And it usually works out for them. And it has in the other series as well for Sierra. And that is a quick pit stop for Sierra Miller, 11:42. 2 tires and an adjustment is what's going to be made to the number 14 machine.
Jonas, Jones, Walter, DeLusso,
a
Bledsoe
lot of trucks
stayed
coming
out.
down.
Busy pit road. Alan Bledsoe elects to stay out and take the lead of the race. Sputtering out of the 50. You can hear it as it's going by. They have to bring it down. It was sputtering down the back straightaway. No fuel pressure. They took it out as long as they could.
Now, the real question is, how much time did he lose with it sputtering?
Now, the key advantage to try and running your truck out of fuel like that is that you possibly don't have to fill the truck up with as much fuel with the longer run. So they are hoping for a shorter pit stop here. But I think it may just cost them more time in the long run. We'll see how this goes. Keeping an eye on the other trucks who still have yet to pit. Quinones is still cycled as your leader now.
Bledsoe 11.32 on the stop.
Look at how close Sierra is now to the 99 post pit stop. That extra lap before pitting early, the undercut, has brought the advantage now to the 14, right on the back bumper of the 99.
Yeah, once they pass the start-finish line, there will be 2 trucks left in front of them that have not pit, and both of those trucks are ones that came down during that first caution.
So they'll be staying out just a little bit longer. Actually, one of them hasn't yet. That's just Don Jones, purely on fuel saving right now, has been able to stay out. But Dempsey, he'll probably go for another 10 laps or so, likely hoping for a caution. Don Jones brings his truck in from the second place position. Alan Bledsoe getting passed here by Ryan DeLusso under pace post pit stops.
I know Ryan does enjoy riding that bottom, but he's going to chew up his tires doing it.
That may have been what already happened.
He's going to try to get... It almost looks like Bledsoe might have took a wedge out and made the truck a little bit too loose. You saw the wiggle coming into turn 3.
That was a definition of a slide job there. Ryan DeLusso making sure he confirms that pass. The 50 moves him out of the way to the inside. They get tight going into turn number 1. Bledsoe needs every point. DeLusso trying to help out the satellite team.
Big block.
I'd like to point out that last lap was Bledsoe's fastest lap of a 31.15, which is on the slower side.
Overall pace for the 50 just doesn't seem to be there compared to the other Fords that are up here running inside the top 10. And by the way, there's
Dan
7 Fords up here.
Dan hasn't been able to pull a 2-second lead on, or 2-second gap on Sierra.
John Jones, who came out of pit road there a bit late, now a lap down. And is holding up the
Pause
14.
problems.
They're slowly running down Brandon Dempsey since he made the early pit stop and the adjustment. I would anticipate maybe the next 5 laps or so, we're going to see the number 1 truck come down, but I'm sure he is enjoying his time leading the race. And that's going to be a huge advantage to him if they get a yellow, because there's already been time now set down on the tires of all the other drivers. And getting fresh tires now would help them make some great positions to the rest of the field, and that's exactly what they're hoping for out of the Noon Racing 1.
Yes, just has to make sure they're not the caution with all these trucks in front of them.
It's around another one. 4.5 seconds now is the lead. They probably will be passed before they have to make the pit stop, because Daniel Quinones is putting on some crazy consistent lap times. Multiple 31-second laps in a row, and now a 4-second advantage over Sierra Miller, who is still stuck behind lap trucks.
Yeah, she's not been able to get around that 81 at all. And you know she's going to start getting frustrated.
Always Don Jones. In the FARCA Pro Series and in the Super Truck Series, it's always Don Jones.
There's a truck coming down pit road, and this is one of the drivers that pitted earlier on, Cody Erickson. Scheduled
So we
pit
should
stop here.
anticipate probably within the next 5. Number 1, Dempsey. If I was him, I would probably be praying for a caution either this lap or the next before it gets swallowed up by Daniel Quinones.
Once he comes down, that'll also put Bledsoe up into the 5th position, but that will be again where he needs to finish 3rd.
He still has a few seconds before he gets to Walter, and then needs to find a few more to Abby Jones. But there's another thing that could be coming up here, and it's the fact that Sierra Miller is actually losing time to Abby Jones. There's a possibility that Abby could pass the 14.
Yeah, as Daniel Quinones is passing 1 truck right now.
And that's because they're bringing the number 1 down to pit road. This is another scheduled pit stop going on here. We're going to see others as well, all from the same cycle. At least
If Jones continues to make time on Miller, as many commentators have said before me, championship implications. If Miller does fall to 3rd while Bledsoe runs 5th, Bledsoe will win the championship.
Yeah, Sierra then drops down from earning 20 points to earning 16 points.
As Don Jones continues to exist.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think Siri is going to want anything to do with the PS5 after reading that tailgate for the last 6 laps. And he is running the exact lane that she has been running since the start of this race.
Gonna try to get the side draft. Dive it up the inside. Finally, she can get some clear air.
That time by, she was 6/10 faster than Daniel Quinones using the slingshot pass down the back straightaway.
We're also going to have is Dempsey, who is currently in picture right there behind Abby Jones, coming through on roughly 20 lap pressure tires. So that's going to be something that these leaders will have to deal with. Not often that lap traffic comes through you instead of you going through it.
We're curious to see how long this will be a good advantage here for the number 1, or if he will be able to unlap himself. That was a good effort, though, for the decision, though.
Well, the one truck also came in with a truck that wasn't, it wasn't the best truck that they've had throughout the season. They knew it was the last season. Just bring what you have, shoot for the fence.
Seeing the number 77 come in, this is an unscheduled pit stop for the number 77. They had already made their second pit stop. So maybe an issue there for Robert Johnson, maybe a vibration, a loose wheel, and it's a quick pit stop. So in and out, 2 tires, uncharacteristic like what we've seen for the rest of the field there in terms of when they come down for service. So bad day
They could have
goes
made
to
an
worse.
air pressure. They could have made an air pressure adjustment and just thought they had a tire going down, or just
Maybe
something
so.
simple.
Maybe so.
As there's only a second separating Sierra Miller and Abby Jones now.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
Abby Jones had a really good start to her career. Started late in the weekly series and had a really impressive average finish. They were contemplating whether or not they were even going to bump her into the truck series, but she has excelled heavily with it, so good decision still. And has made a run at the championship. This is her first full-time season in FARCA.
I think ever since the weekly series started, the whole TBD team has made a huge turnaround in every series they run in.
I have to agree with that. It's been a huge change for him.
Yeah, so going from last year was the first year TBD competed, and it was Premier Series only, and last year was just completely just learning the ropes, understanding everything, and saw some success at Kern County. Got a win there, which was amazing. But this year, with the changing of the cars, we were kind of slow getting started. Really, once we got our footing, started building our notebook with the current car that's in the Premier Series, and then expanded to all these other different, every series that FARCA officiated this year. really started to understand, how the series works. Where can we, where can we find gains? And just little by little, week by week. It wasn't overnight. There was no way, shape, or form overnight. But throughout the year, we went from barely qualifying for races to now, in some of the more oddball races, threatening for wins.
Well, as we are watching the battle for second, the battle for fourth is starting to take shape. As Bledsoe is less than a second behind Brandon Walter.
Yeah, they're starting to catch in. Meanwhile, we're seeing how Abby Jones, whether or not she will make the pass or not.
Also have a truck coming down pit road and Alex Tanker, which is another unscheduled pit stop.
That's a driver who pitted on the lap 55 cycle.
And that's
In the
because someone
bumper.
coming. And that's someone coming in the pit road from the top 10.
Contemplating three
Oh
wide
my.
championship drivers, door banging down into turns number 1 and 2.
Championship implications.
Abby trying to
Oh,
force
this
it
is
3
not
wide,
good.
pushes the 91 into the corner to make the pass. What a move by Abby Jones to take second place. And we've seen her do some aggressive driving, but that's probably one of the ballsiest moves I've seen one of our drivers make. Heading into the corner, it almost gets clipped in the corner panel and corner exit there too.
Sierra's got to get past the 91.
Fighting past now. The battle for fourth separated by 1.2 seconds. These two
There she goes
fighting
around.
side by side. Uses 91 as a pick. Jones goes back to the outside. 19 laps to go. Quinones, 7.5 second lead. And another 3 wide split
you
there
can see.
with number 1, the lap truck.
Goodness.
We're seeing
all happening at the
strategy
same time.
difference getting aggressive. Here's between
It's like,
these
what
two.
was that third blue truck that you saw in the background?
He's currently fighting here with getting around one of the lap trucks of Don Jones that we saw the others struggling with before. And these two relentlessly going back and forth.
I hate this so much.
Jones moves
Excellent
up a
run by
lane.
Jones. Excellent, Jones.
If
Side
you have multiple
drafting.
lap trucks in front.
Yeah, more
We
trucks
are
on
down
the way.
to 12 trucks on the
11.
lap.
11. Miranda just went a lap
11.
down. Yeah, Quinones and this number 99 machine has been putting on a clinic, and he's getting ready to put another truck a lap down too. That is 11th place, right in front of the 99. Speedy Quinones putting a stamp on his name and why he's got the nickname, and may finally get his first win.
That's 11th and 10th right in front of him.
Abby Jones has backed off. Battling with the lap trucks.
Needs to make quick work of the 72 John Citadino.
Trying to use some high side momentum to shift down to the bottom and see if she can do it.
Job done.
Was able to get around Citadino with not major issues. Puts 2 trucks between her and Abby Jones.
So now let's talk fuel.
Oh.
Most
Well-
of the field pitted between lap.
We've
mid-
had no caution. And the window's
had no
45.
We know that
52
one
to
truck has enough.
54.
There's
That's about
three.
it.
There's a chance. There's a
There's
chance that
MC might steal
Sierra.
this.
No, Bledsoe may run out on the last lap. I think him staying out that one additional lap may be enough for him to creep to the checkered flag.
So
But I don't think Sierra is going to have
Sierra-
enough.
Sierra pit on lap 52.
He was the first one to pit.
Most everyone else on 53, like Daniel Quinones, Abby Jones, Brandon Walter. Ellen Bledsoe, lap 54. Another notable
Robert
on lap
Martin.
54 is Lillian
No,
Yoka.
no. Rob, lap 55
Rob McPherson, lap 55.
and ninth, highest truck on the 55 lap pit stop. That is the magic 45 I was talking about for the window.
That is.
But
But-
even with
but-
that, we have not had a caution.
Exactly. That was the normal window, and that's why they went out to 53 before, because they were able to save quite a lot during that. So we'll see what happens.
So then what if everyone can't make it and has to come in?
Then it's Brandon
Who's-
Dempsey.
Then it's Dempsey.
We're gonna find out in the next 10 laps.
My heart rate is coming down now that there's about a second and a half buffer between Miller and Jones.
I would imagine, because that was getting pretty chaotic.
It
Bledsoe
was
isn't
because,
forward.
well, one, championship implications, but two, no one wants to see two torn up trucks, especially with teammates.
But
Yeah,
there
no.
looks to
no
be
one
a,
wants.
there
no one
looks to be
wants
a
that.
battle for fourth right now between the 50, the 09, and the 5.
Oh, 50 has gotten past Walter.
We completely missed that. What?
He did.
Fourth
As they are all
place.
right here.
Fourth place. That's 13 points to. That he is
So
1 point out
Miller
1
still
point
has
out.
it. Oh, we're 3 wide.
with lap traffic.
Miller still has it by 1 point. With Bledsoe in fourth. So Bledsoe's not going to get the fastest lap at this point because old tires. So Bledsoe, and now we got Walter harassing him again. Bledsoe
And that's
needs to
going to
get
bring
Jones.
DeLusso.
I can actually confirm that by checking this. Breaking the stream off because this is the way I have to unfortunately do it. I can pull up his lap times to see.
I mean, DeLusso still has the
30
fastest lap.
30.22. Oh, it's DeLusso still.
DeLusso with a 30.526.
Yep. No, 625. Oh, it's practice. My bad. Yeah, 525. Indeed correct. Indeed correct. It's not by much though, I can tell you that.
There's a battle for second.
There sure is.
I hate it.
Welcome back, Abby Jones. This is going to be huge here. 3 drivers, the 14, the 10, and the 50, all making a run for the championship. Bledsoe 4 seconds behind these drivers. 7 laps to go. Fuel is unknown.
Ten trucks on the lead lap.
Daniel Quinones 11 seconds out in front.
Down to the inside here. This
All right.
is going to be a huge move. This is going to change the championship points order. There is no team orders being played here. Because if Abby has enough fuel, the other 2 have to pit. That's Abby's championship. Could this be that Sierra is just trying to fuel save? Make sure she has enough to get to the end. We don't know what the fuel game will be, but the points as they run with Sierra in third place right now would take home 16 points. Fourth place, 13 points. A 2-point deficit going to Alan Bledsoe in the championship as they currently run with 4 laps to go. Sierra's had the points lead for the majority of the race. 96 laps of this race has been led as they ran by Sierra. And that could change still in the next 3 laps.
I was going to say, Sierra's trying to go back after it.
Lap traffic making the difference here. Fuel still unknown. 3 laps to go. Quinones, 11-second lead. One driver who's not fuel saving, Trenton McPherson, who's moved up another position inside the top 10, battling with Julian Yoakum currently. But we're watching what could be the battle for the championship right now. This is a huge one. Sierra has to get her back around the 10. They both have to have enough to see the checkered flag.
2 laps to go. Sierra has to get around her teammate.
Jones hoping that both of these trucks have to be the ones that come down pit road right now. White flag has been taken by Daniel Quinones. Jones getting a good run. Higher lane. Lap traffic's going to come into play here on the final lap. Who's going to get the championship? That's the number 96 of Robert Martin that's in front of them. Checkered flag is going to be waving around for the final time. Daniel Quinones is going to win the championship race. Get his first win of the season. But going for the championship here now. Looking to the inside. Can it be enough for the championship?
Oh, come on.
Not enough out of 4. Abby Jones finishes second. Alan Bledsoe is going to be your 2025 truck champion. Reckless Racing gets their first Truck Series championship. The 50 wins it all after 10 races. And Daniel Quinones led every single lap of this thing.
Yeah, that was a very dominated race by Daniel Quinones, and they were very much looking forward to that.
And everything was there hoping between these two. There is no harm, no foul between these two drivers. There was fuel on the line. It was going to be close. None of the crew chiefs knew it. And the chance was taken there for Abby Jones because if the other 2 drivers ran out of fuel, that could have been her championship. And to do that on your very first season, just like the teammate she had to pass did in the previous series, would have been a major feat for Abby Jones. And of course, nothing is official until everything is uploaded. The trucks will head over to the inspection area. Well, they'll be checked out by the FARCA racing officials to make sure all the trucks are legal. And once they are, we'll get the official word on points. Only one caution here earlier, and it was for the 3-truck crash that we had on the front straightaway with Connor, Cody Erickson, and another one of our drivers that was DNF'd out of this thing, Emerson Miranda. And out of this race as well, only 10 trucks finished on the lead lap. Travis Page did get lapped there by Daniel Quinones by the end of this thing. Fastest lap of the race did go to Ryan DeLusso, 30.526. He gets the bonus point. Daniel Quinones gets the other bonus point for the pole position that was given out. And it is official. Alan Bledsoe is the champion by 2 whopping points over Sierra Miller with 129 points behind him. and Abby Jones with the jump up 11 points behind them. That is how tight it was for the championship. That win there for Quinones bumped him up all the way to 6th in points, and he had 125 laps led of the season. Sierra had the most laps led with 199 laps put in the lead with an average finish of flat 6, the highest of any driver in the field. And here's another fun stat. The only 2 drivers in the entire field, there's going to be actually a third one in with this, and it's the satellite team driver. Sierra Miller, Abby Jones, and Ryan DeLusso are the only drivers throughout the entire season to finish every single race on the lead lap.
Nice.
Consistent.
Very consistent out of both organizations. Of course, the satellite one there featured in with that. Talladega did indeed not decide the championship. It was going to come down to this race, and there was multiple factors that were pushed into this championship race as well. That will do it for the 2025 season of the Super Truck Series. Tomorrow morning, we will have the Premier Series race here, the Charlotte Hall of Fame night race. Before we head down to Texas for our championship. Pro Series already wrapped up. We're a little bit behind here because of the delay that we have had. It'll be a lot of fun in the morning to see what goes down.
The delay Aaron had, we should say.
I got stuck. That's how it goes.
Aaron got delayed in real life.
I got delayed in real life. I was stuck in another city. I'm going to do something fun here on the channel. Once this new NASCAR game comes out, I'm going to stream me doing the career mode. I think that would be a ton of fun.
You waiting until it's on Steam, or are you buying it?
I'm gonna wait till it's on Steam just to see what the reviews are. The reason being is I don't know the gameplay of that. The gameplay trailer looks really promising, but
Just don't ask your brother.
Ignition was ignition.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm probably gonna buy it regardless because it would be fun to just have a single player career mode NASCAR game again.
But I like the way they have the career mode set up. It's just the racing itself just needs to be good, and they haven't shown the damage model at all.
No. I'm also curious on how it's gonna feel on wheel.
I probably won't race it on my wheel. Maybe I will. We'll see.
I mean, I might start on controller, but
I guess it would depend. I'm not getting the championship edition or whatever the other thing is called. Oh, maybe. That's a ton of bonus paint schemes that are going to be baked into it. I guess we'll see. It's just spending $80 on a game.
well, I take it as all the Patreons I was spending on Beam are now discontinued, so.
Yep.
Because that game's utterly broken.
That'd be fun. Just something fun to do during the off season while we wait for February. So it'd be a few months of doing that alongside the Super FARCA season, which that schedule will be coming out here pretty soon. Brad, you're gonna like the Super FARCA schedule.
We're still doing Super FARCA.
Oh yeah, we're still
doing Super FARCA.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be old school IRL type schedule too. It's gonna be oval heavy with some very fun road courses.
I think having more ovals is the only way we get more people to do it.
Are we gonna have more than 7 cars this time?
Hopefully. I'm still okay with running this thing as an open league, but that'll be dependent on everybody else's opinion as well.
I'm fine with it. I need a new paint.
Backbone, if you're in here, I need a new paint as well. I hate painting on that template.
I know.
Oh, he's here. This man secretly joined in.
Yes.
What's up, Crow?
I don't know what you were doing. Other than what you're obviously doing.
I was gonna say, what do you mean? What am I doing?
I'm upset.
I bet you are.
You should be upset.
Yeah, I
I'm
bet
I'm
you
gonna
are.
rub it in your face.
I'm gonna rub it
But
in.
99 truck was cheating. I swear.
No, the 10 trucks cheated this season, gotten away with it. So it's about time that it goes the other way.
No,
I mean,
Reckless isn't supposed to get away with their
you
cheats.
can't cheat up the trucks if they're
Yeah, you
already.
can. Oh, you sure
It-
can. There's strategic risk on it.
Yeah, but I also have.
No, the
I
strategic
also built the
risk
trucks
doesn't
where I don't
apply.
need to. Where like you can't. It doesn't matter.
I'm more surprised that you and I are the only two people that bought the fast trucks. Well, I mean, you got gifted the fast trucks, but
I got gifted the fast truck, so then I just bought the 14 got scholarship fast truck. Therefore, I bought the equivalent for the 10. So there is 0% strategic risk of the whole season for those trucks. TBG trucks were as legal as they could possibly be.
I'm kind of surprised that there wasn't as much of the main stuff used. They also, the parts lasted a little too well than I was kind of hoping that
Yeah.
they would.
So when the things didn't drop off as much after the first race as Aaron originally wanted them to, I saved that set of stuff and ran them as race number 4.
I saw that. But I think I'm gonna up either the wear per mileage or incident. Well, the problem is also there was hardly any wrecks this entire season for the truck series.
Trucks needs more trucks.
Probably, and I have a good sweet spot for the AI window. They were crazy in this race, and they were in the previous race as well. Yeah, it'll probably do that if we end up changing having the Pro Series be the offline, being the off-season uh, championship instead of Super FARCA.
Yeah.
I think
That
whichever
that'll be
series
discussed in
you
the
want to
off-season
have human
meeting.
participation in needs to be ran in the winter.
Say again, Brad?
Whatever series we want to have that is more focused on human participation needs to be during the winter.
Yeah. And that's I really like the idea of having the Pro Series be that because it's popular, but people just don't have time. So I think that being the
Because
Winter
about
Series would be great.
About half of the people that want to do it race in real life,
Yeah,
which is which is fantastic, but also a curse at the same time. Because then the thing we don't have is time.
I'm actually going.
I think
on,
that, and that basically mean that series starts basically almost a year from now. How many more people could we get interested in that league?
And I think Adam has mentioned the threshold is like if we can get 20 or 21,
21.
21.
If we get 21 people, I'm turning the AI off.
I would like that.
Yeah. Which we have roughly 10?
Human
Um,
participants.
yeah, if
Yeah.
Paul and Mikey race, it's about that.
If the if we have a maximum participation, it's like the 3 tire guys, Adam, Connor, Onesto, Mikey, Trevor. That's 8. Brett makes 9. would make 10. Yeah. That would be
So that gives us a year to find 11 to 15 more people to join.
Pretty much.
Whether it's other people already part of the league that are on iRacing that just aren't comfortable, or if it's finding
Oh,
a
Aaron,
way
the
to
blue
get new
40 should
people.
be in flies, by the way.
Oh, okay, very good, very good.
Because
Yeah, it's unless it's to end the season. I'll make the white and blue one if you're going to run Texas today or tomorrow.
I'm not going to run Texas this weekend. I'm going to save Texas
Okay.
still for next weekend. But I will be running Charlotte tomorrow morning at the time that you had announced.
Okay.
explain to me your timing for the morning, Aaron.
It's 11 Eastern.
Yeah,
AM.
11:30 a.m. Eastern.
copy.
Are we locking that number in, Aaron?
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay.
Where is?
I was told that this race was supposed to be this morning. That's why I'm double
I
checking.
wanted it to be this morning. Trust me.
That's why I'm double checking. I was told, hey,
I
we're
know.
doing it in the morning.
I know.
Question:
Answer.
No,
Possibly.
Is there
no.
like is there like end of
There.
year championship money payouts,
For
or
this
is like
series?
whatever you?
There's end of season money payouts for Pro Series.
This one doesn't for
Sorry.
sure. No, you're good.
Okay,
All
well,
those no's weren't for you guys
that
though.
was
They're
just
dog.
in general. Just in general, is there for any of the 3 series?
Pro and
Premiere, yeah.
Premiere. Pro and Premiere.
Pro and Premiere. 2 is all. TBD needs a whole like equipment overhaul.
Which, yeah, I'd be fine with the Pro Series going to the Winter Series and basically trucks kind of taking the jump up, but
Yeah.
kind of agree
So
with what
so then
Brad
do
said
we
earlier.
run the trucks like what the Pro Series does now? Like trucks run a 20 race schedule.
The Pro Series is going to be a 20 race schedule. I mean, it's just
Okay.
yeah, but it'll be in a time where everybody can run it.
That's honestly a good question for the trucks and those. I think I may split it as I did still. Because I like the idea of doing the scholarship run still.
Yeah. TBD does not intend on running the mini stocks next season.
That's fine. It's meant to be kind of like a switch out thing for whoever is doing that at that time.
TBD has no young drivers in the pipeline.
We need just to have people start just branching out to people they know, spread the word.
That too. Yeah, that too.
I mean, that's
Vargas.
kind of that's what I've done. I've
Ryan-
literally brought the
Ryan
whole
Vargas.
drifting team,
Right, Ryan Vargas. You're not here, but
my whole, drifting esports team is apart minus one.
I think we're
That's just because he
on.
just joined the team.
I think we're on his car again for the next race. Because I think they're running the exact same body and car. We were the only ones that sponsored that last race.
They're running Salem this weekend, either today or
We
tomorrow.
we were primary on the C pillar.
Technically, all things considered, because we were the only sponsor of that car. Yes.
We were primary.
FARCA primary sponsor.
ARCA primary sponsor ARCA.
We have infiltrated NASCAR.
We actually have.
They just don't know it yet.
Now we just need FARCA stickers and start sticking them on all the Penske cars.
Ooh, yeah, that's how I get fired.
FARCA has nothing to do with drifting, or I'd get us on drift cars.
But here's a cool thing that's been happening this entire time that I didn't know about. Our join us page is broken. And Weebly is down, so I can't do that. I can't edit the website. Because Weebly is broken.
Oh no, the fixing website is broken.
The website builder is broken. I was checking my email and I have no submissions and I have no way to update which email it goes to.
Well, time to get that fixed.
Well, see, the problem is this is an Ernesto website, so I can't just yell at Ernesto for it not working.
You can still yell at Ernesto
you
for it
can.
not working.
It's easy.
At Ernesto.
You can. Well, if Ernesto made
Watch
other,
this. See, easy.
Ernesto.
Ernesto fixed the website.
He's gonna be so confused. Because it's not a website he has control over. I don't know what's broken.
That's when you just
broken, but it is.
just send him a blank photo of like a random website broken. Be like, it's broken.
Just send him a picture of like an inappropriate website. It's like I tried to open up the website and you got this really weird version of YouTube.
Classic.
The hue of the red is a bit off.
Yeah, it's the little purple. Good lord. I'm trying to see. Oh, the viewers went up. I'm gonna laugh if that's Ernesto wondering what we're doing. Let's see if I can get this to work. There hasn't been any panicked messages, so no. Yeah, it's still broken. Do the classic, try a different web browser.
What is Ernesto's Twitch when he's in the chat?
I think it's Joe Schmo.
Doesn't pop up. Okay, I was gonna add him
No,
in the Twitch chat.
he'd have to be
On.
yeah.
Here, I'll
Alright,
help.
well, I'm going to go.
You
It
do
was
go
enjoyable doing the booth.
the both.
Both? Well, if you're bored in the morning, 11:30, good time. Unlike these two.
11:30
mhm.
FARCA Premier Series booth.
Yes, good time. 11:30.
Good time.
None of that West Coast bullshit.
I see.
All the world's problem would be solved if it just operated on Brad standard time.
Yeah, Weebly is just, I can't even log into it on the other web browser. I can for some reason on Firefox, but it does not work on Edge.
Sounds like a time zone problem.
Yes, the time zones is why I cannot log into a website.
Yeah, it is. Because if you were in the future, you'd be able to tell what the problem was.
See, I'm very upset with the Australians because they could have warned us about a very particular Tuesday morning.
What?
And they didn't.
When is the ARCA race?
Anyway.
Anyway, out.
Salem.
Not like I considered myself high up in FARCA, like ownership or runnership. Are we gonna have like a sit down like meeting to go over everything before next season?
Yeah. When do I want to do it? Probably December.
I'm guessing like probably what, the three of us, and then we'll branch it out to everybody else.
It would be an
Or the
everybody
It's
thing,
include
just like
Connor.
it was. It'll be an everything.
Connor and Ernesto.
It'll be higher ups and team owners.
Okay. Well, probably do a higher ups and then team owner with higher ups.
The
just so we can get
Farkas.
everything situated prior.
FARCA is really
Yeah.
good about not putting out information about their races. It will be televised on FS2 at 5 o'clock or 8 o'clock Eastern
When
today.
it's on now.
Oh, let's pull it up.
You're already sharing your screen. Just pull it up.
Yeah, I'll share it in here. I can't put it in here because I'll get banned. See if he's actually running our car and if it's not overheating this time. Can you believe that he had never done a dirt race with a full body stock car before? Qualified 9th, moved up to 7th, and then it fucking overheats in 10 laps. Don't you love that?
Did they decide to just not run radiator?
Practically, it seems like. It is trying to decide what it wants to do. There it goes.
I was gonna say, do we have another website that's broken?
Probably. But it do. There you go.
Hey,
All right. I'm probably gonna wrap up the stream here then. So that's possibly all the stuff we're gonna be doing for the off season. Maybe play an actual NASCAR game as well. And tomorrow morning, 9:30 PST, 11:30 a.m. EST, will be the Charlotte Hall of Fame night race for the Premier Series race, and then next weekend will be the only one race that will be the Premier Championship. So, see you guys tomorrow morning, and thank you guys for those that stayed around to watch.